Ladies and gentlemen, our program will begin in 5 minutes.
Give it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our program will begin in 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our program will begin momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, our program will begin in 60 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our program will begin in 60 seconds.
City beautiful, city bountiful. Flying south, the pilot turns right from the Atlantic coastline and curves inland toward home. This citizen cranes carefully across the sleeping window seat passenger to get first glimpses of the greens and the blues, the web of highways and landmarks, the wetlands spelling out their wild welcome, then neighborhoods with their lakes flickering blue by the hundreds across the landscape, the urban buzz, the bustle and beauty that is Orlando. Children headed for theme park wonder squeal and applaud when we touch down, and even the most weary business traveler smiles. For as many reasons as there are carry-ons, we are all glad to be here. Home, a place for swans and humans, hawks and eagles, to thrive in the sun.
Hello, this is Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer. If you're a resident of Central Florida, I want to welcome you home. If you're one of our 75 million visitors, welcome to the City Beautiful. Enjoy your visit.
Please watch your step and welcome our mayor, Buddy Dyer.
Wow, good morning and welcome to our annual State of the City event. What beautiful words by Orlando's poet laureate Susan Lilly to really set the tone for us. And you know what's funny about that airport tram message? Of all the things that I've had the opportunity to do as mayor, that is probably the one thing that our residents and visitors bring up the most is that message. Now, let's think about the diverse spectrum of people on board an airplane that's bound for our city beautiful. It really is the perfect image to illustrate the Orlando story that our community has written. It's a story of a city that's evolved into a vibrant 21st century community with an economy on the rise and unmatched quality of life. It's the story of a city that refuses to back down from challenges that confront us. And most of all, it's a story of a city that celebrates our diversity, strives for equality, and understands that what makes us different is our greatest strength. It seems like everywhere we look, we're encouraged to define ourselves by what divides us: our political party, our race, our religion, our gender, our sexual orientation, where we were born, what language we speak, or how much money we make. But not in Orlando. No, not here in Orlando. In Orlando, we've proven that there's a better way. Despite all of the national negativity and division, Orlando is defined by what unites us. We do this because we know that unity and collaboration and partnership are the keys to opening doors to prosperity for all of us. And we do this because we know that unity and collaboration and partnership are the rock-solid foundation from which our community will not only continue to succeed, but will own the future. Now, our future is what we're here to talk about today. Together, we've shaped Orlando into a 21st century city filled with vitality and ambition. But our work isn't over. Our future success depends on our ability to attract and grow talent, our ability to take advantage of the sweeping technological advances coming our way, and our ability to expand opportunity for everyone. Now, smart city is a buzzword that many cities use without really knowing its meaning. Who here knows what smart city means? I'm guessing if I ask everybody that raised their hand, and there were about 10 of you, we would get 10 different answers. So we prefer to talk about a future-ready city. In Orlando, our goal is to become America's premier future-ready city. And we can't predict exactly what the future holds for us. But what we can do is put our city in the best possible position to take advantage of the advances coming our way. Rather than have me tell you, we're going to do something a little different, and we're going to have in some of our residents tell us what future ready means. Through their stories, in their own words, we'll look at the future of Orlando and help illustrate the state of our city. So, our first story began more than 2 decades ago, just a few blocks from here. If you were born in Paramore in the late 90s, you were likely born into poverty. If you were a female, you were more likely to end up a pregnant teen or a high school dropout than go to college. So from the moment she took her first breath, the odds were against Sasha Mills.
So when I started Paramore Kids Zone when I was in middle school, it was more of just how do I spread my time out throughout the day after school or even during the summer. But not until when I got in high school is when I really became really involved with Paramore Kids Zone, whether that's through my academics, whether that's participating with different activities going on with Paramore Kids Zone. And then also when I got into college, that was a main support of holding me up through college, through my years in college at Valencia and transferring into UCF too. When I started over at Valencia, I was over at the West Campus. And so traveling through public transportation from Valencia was pretty challenging. But when I got to UCF, it was actually more challenging. Going to UCF, it took a lot longer, like an hour and a half. I had to get on 2 different buses. So now to be able to go to school downtown, to be able to live, work, and go to school downtown, I would like the community that's already here in Paramore to understand that there are changes happening and that there's an opportunity for you to be a part of and to take advantage of the opportunities that are coming.
Sasha. Sasha is a living example of how education and opportunity can change lives. Sasha is why we work so hard year after year, block by block, through strategic investment and planning, pulling together incredible partners to build the most robust educational ecosystem in Florida, right here in Paramore. Sasha beat the odds to get where she is today, and with the UCF Valencia downtown campus opening its doors in just 63 days, young people growing up today in Paramore have a living, breathing opportunity escalator outside their front door and access to jobs of the future. This campus will serve as the engine for our Creative Village, an urban neighborhood dedicated to innovation and creativity. Creative Village is coming to life right now with more than $500 million worth of construction underway. Did everyone see the article in Inc. magazine? Okay, it talks about all of the talent fleeing Silicon Valley and makes the case that Orlando, our Orlando, should be their destination of choice. How about that? So to those companies and employees looking for a new home that's affordable, has access to a talent pipeline and incredible quality of life, there's a place for you in Creative Village. Come on down. And in the months and years ahead, we're going to see the power of our educational ecosystem combined with new housing options serve as a magnet to attract new companies to downtown Orlando. Creative Village is the result of our work to diversify our economy and establish new companies and careers in our city with a focus on innovation. Technology is also playing a major role in the success and expansion of our tourism industry, with 75 million visitors being welcomed to our community just last year. Our city's largest employer, Universal Parks and Resorts in Commissioner Ng's district, now serves as the global headquarters for 4 existing theme park destinations and manages the development of a 5th in Beijing. Through the leadership of Advent Health and Orlando Health, our region has become the ideal platform to launch groundbreaking medical advances that combat our pressing health issues. And next month, Advent Health will launch a first-of-its-kind DNA study in Florida. Celebrating 100 years, Orlando Health is expanding its downtown campus. The Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children celebrates its 30-year anniversary and 10th consecutive year being recognized as one of America's best children's hospitals. The health and wellness industry is also fueling the rapid growth of Medical City at Lake Nona. Commissioner Gray has played a key role and turning what was once a cow pasture into a thriving medical city. Nemours Children's Hospital, the Orlando VA Medical Center, UCF Health Sciences Campus, Guidewell Innovation Center, and the UF Research and Academic Center all call Medical City home, along with cutting-edge training facilities like the USTA National Campus and the Johnson & Johnson Human Performance Institute. And next year, KPMG's new 55-acre, $400 million campus will open its doors and bring, listen to this, 1,000 trainees from around the world to Orlando every single week. 1,000 employees every single week. And all this is why Lake Nona is our fastest growing area in Orlando and one of the fastest growing communities in America. Being a future-ready city means never being satisfied by what we've already accomplished. Think about this statistic. 85% of the jobs in 2030 haven't been invented yet. 2 of our residents are going to help show us why our future hinges on our ability to attract and grow talent.
And the autonomous shuttle, we believe, is the next big inflection point in technology. And in essence, it's going to enable us, without drivers, to deploy these vehicles in all types of communities and environments. Florida is obviously a very important market as it relates to, the types of routes and environments that would lend themselves to these types of shuttles to improve mobility. Orlando is the center of that universe, so certainly that had a lot to do with the decision. I think more importantly, it's such a vibrant community. It's so focused on technology and innovation, which enables us to have a tremendous access to employments and partnerships, which is absolutely critical. And the third thing I'd say is just this particular partnership that we've got here with Lake Nona is going to be what we believe will be one of the largest, most successful deployments of these AV platforms and this technology across the country.
On my free time, I like to program applications and make 3D models on my computer. And that's a lot of the stuff I really base my career and everything I do around. I was first a volunteer here. I just needed some community service hours for Edgewater, and they had their STEM program with mainly robotics. Now they have 3D printing, and it was perfect for me because I saw oh, okay, this is something that I can probably help grow in the All-Stars program. Being able to actually teach them things about robotics and how certain mechanics move and about batteries and everything about that. In my mind, I was like, this is a great opportunity for me to really show these kids who don't know anything about robotics. With my knowledge just with computers and technology, I really wanted to have a schedule set and a plan set so the kids can actually learn from it and maybe make their own projects to present to the staff, other kids, their parents. It's really interesting and really exciting when a kid finally gets the hang of something and they're like, wow, this is really fun. I want to do this. They go home and tell their parents, and then the parents come back. They're like, oh my gosh, my kid loves this and this and that. And it's a really exciting moment, and that's one of the reasons why I work here, is to get to that moment for each and every kid.
Nigel Smith and Joe Moy's stories are different, but they are equally important pieces of our future-ready puzzle. Their stories help us understand why getting young people excited about STEM education helps create a pipeline of talent to fuel all these future industries and endeavors. Their stories help us understand why Orlando, being among a handful of America's autonomous vehicle proving grounds, is so important. So our residents and our businesses benefit from this technology first. They help us understand why the race to 5G is a modern equivalent to the space race, and why Orlando needs to win that race. Autonomous vehicles, connected healthcare, and the entire innovation economy will rely on how quickly and efficiently our community is able to deploy 5G infrastructure. And that's why we launched a first-of-its-kind initiative to expedite 5G wireless permitting so that Orlando benefits sooner from the jobs and economic opportunities brought by this revolutionary technology. Because the connective tissue between technology, sustainability, and quality of life is so important, we're developing an entire future-ready master plan that will allow us to better leverage technology and serve as a roadmap to address challenges we face now and those that lie ahead. Our residents have told us loud and clear, being a city where people want to live and work means being a city that prioritizes sustainability. A decade ago, we declared that we were going to be the most sustainable city in the Southeast, and we worked together to turn that goal into reality. Now we're aiming even higher with our pledge to have 100% renewable energy for our municipal buildings by 2030, zero waste by 2040, and 100% renewable energy citywide by 2050. Now, to achieve this, we're focusing on solar energy, floating solar arrays, solar on public rooftops, solar parking lot canopies, and soon, solar panels at Orlando International Airport. And they are all part of our shared clean energy solution with OUC. Through solar power, our new records warehouse generated more energy than it used over the past 2 months. And this year, solar energy will help power 10 new or renovated city facilities, which will reduce both utility costs and our carbon footprint. We continue to convert the city's fleet of cars and buses to electric, and we're adding 100 electric vehicle charging stations next year to our city parks, community centers, and garages. To be a city that attracts and retains talent, we must also work together to expand and strengthen our quality of life amenities, our great places to play, to gather, to make memories with our family and our friends. That's why we're adding new parks throughout our city. In Commissioner Stewart's district, through a partnership with Dr. Phillips Charities, we're creating a new 66-acre public park and tennis center, trails for biking and walking, and dedicated open green space in the new packing district development. 2 new community parks will also open in the Southeast this summer, Heroes and McCoy. And together with Florida Citrus Sports, we're investing $8 million to completely reconstruct Lake Lorna Doone Park into a signature park with amenities that include a new inclusive playground, basketball courts, and a water spray park. These new amenities build on our world-class community venues and cultural facilities, adding to the many reasons our residents are proud to call Orlando home. We're just a year away from the completion of the second phase of our Dr. Phillips Center. That's an applause line. And thanks to the tourist development tax, we're investing in more of our local arts venues with enhancements to the Manila Museum, the Orlando Philharmonic Plaza Live, the construction of Harriet's Orlando Ballet Center, and world-class design teams will soon bring to life the Holocaust Museum for Hope and Humanity and the National Pulse Memorial Museum. With great partners like the Orlando Magic, Orlando City Lions, the Orlando Pride, the Orlando Solar Bears, and the Greater Orlando Sports Commission, our sports and entertainment district can host any event in the world, including the upcoming MLS All-Star Game and the Special Olympics USA Games in 2022. With additional renovations planned at Camping World Stadium, we're also competing to host the World Cup Games in 2026. Our main streets are hubs of neighborhood gatherings. Who's been to East End Market in Audubon Park? The Lunar New Year Dragon Parade Festival in Mills 50? Tasty Tuesday food trucks in the Milk District? Or tried any of our great breweries like Rock Pit Brewery in Soto? I thought the breweries would be the most. All of these are in our city's Main Street districts. The city's Main Street districts reflect Orlando's fusion of cultures, from a growing food scene to unique community events. The city's investment in these districts has resulted in thriving neighborhoods with new businesses. In fact, more than 1,000 small businesses have opened since we started the Main Street program. Each of these districts brings a unique character to the neighborhood and have become the soul of our city. Now, list after list now touts Orlando as one of the best cities anywhere to start a business. We're also recognized as one of 2019's best cities for Hispanic entrepreneurs. Being featured like this helps us attract investment and promote our brand to the world. But lists don't tell the full story of just how important entrepreneurship is and what we're doing to help small businesses succeed. To help us do that, meet Melvin Mendez.
La razón por estar aquí en Orlando es que en Puerto Rico tenemos 3 locales, tanto en Quebradilla, Camuy y Atillo, una clientela muy hermosa, la clientela puertorriqueña. Al ver darnos cuenta con los sucesos que han pasado en la isla, venir tanta gente para la ciudad de Orlando, pues quisimos traer ese gusto, ese sabor que obviamente hay en la isla, que tanta gente anhela, y por eso llegamos aquí a la ciudad de Orlando para compartir esos exquisitos y esos recuerdos de una taza de café, una libra de pan, nuestros dulces, y obviamente llegar también a lo que es la nación de Estados Unidos, la Florida, donde tanta gente, todo tipo de cultura, le encanta lo que es el producto del café, de los dulces. Por eso estamos aquí. Mi experiencia aquí en la ciudad de Orlando me ha encantado, me ha fascinado. Lo primero fue que fui a la ciudad de Orlando, una gente muy amable, cariñosa, servicial, nos atendieron y por eso me decidí establecer en la ciudad de Orlando.
Last week, Commissioner Ortiz and I were there when Melvin and his family opened El Capital in our Gateway Orlando Main Street district, and the coffee was fantastic, wasn't it, Commissioner? Funding through our Small Business Assistance Program helped him offset building permit and impact fees and get his business up and running. Just like Melvin is looking to the future, when it comes to having the best climate in America for businesses, we can't ever be satisfied. We're investing more than $2 million annually to encourage small businesses to locate, expand, or redevelop in the city. And even with the number of permits we received has more than doubled in the past decade, we've reduced the time it takes for small businesses to open their doors thanks to Permitting Express. The majority of these permits are now approved in less than 15 days. And this year, we're working to apply that same model to our commercial construction industry through our new Permit by Appointment initiative. And we're expanding our Main Street program. Our 10 Main Street districts have been so successful that through Commissioner Hill's leadership, we're going to expand the Church Street district to welcome more members of our Central Business District and expand the district west into Paramore. Now, being a future-ready city is about not shying away from our challenges. And one of our biggest is traffic congestion. And no, not just because of the I-4 construction. Our traffic headaches are not going to get any better. They're only going to get worse if our community doesn't make additional significant investments in transportation infrastructure. Donna Flood is going to help show us how her daily commute was improved because of our investments in Sunrail. Donna?
I currently work for Red Lobster downtown and thoroughly enjoy my job, thoroughly enjoy working downtown. It's just, I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd be working downtown, but it's fun. I was going to take the job, but Sunrail was the bonus to take it because I didn't want to have to drive downtown. So when Sunrail was available, it had only been operating a few months, so I was quite tickled to be able to take it, be at work in 6 minutes, and not have any stoplights and traffic and etc. Just think, you're not in traffic, you're sitting down, you're talking and making new friends, just enjoy it. Enjoy what you're doing. I'm at work on time, all the time. Rarely am I ever late, and they keep pretty timely so I can schedule everything I'm doing. I even schedule my doctor's appointments and everything according to the Sunrail schedule. Sunrail's been quite the advantage for me. I really enjoy it.
Donna and thousands of others are benefiting from Sunrail. And each of you driving a car is also benefiting from Sunrail. Imagine how many more cars would be on our streets daily if everyone riding Sunrail was driving their car instead. But Sunrail alone isn't the answer. We must provide a variety of options that connect people to where they want to go. We must connect Sunrail to the airport and deliver weekend service. We must bring We must bring Virgin Trains high-speed lines into our airport from Miami and then on to Tampa. And by the way, we're going from here to break ground on the Miami piece of it. We must improve link service and give people more frequent and reliable options to get to and from work and school. And we must expand our network of biking and pedestrian trails. Not every resident will use every transit option, but we need transit options for every resident. Our economy and our ability to attract high-paying employers depends on it. Our quality of life depends on it. Our future depends on it. Our community's success could stall like traffic on I-4 if we don't invest in transportation options. And that's why we're standing with our residents, and we are standing with Mayor Demings to invest in expanded mobility options in Central Florida. Mayor Demings, thank you for being here today. We look forward to working with you. Would you please stand? Another fundamental challenge to our future is our lack of affordable housing. Headlines declare our region is the worst in the nation when it comes to housing affordability. Affordable housing is a complex issue. The city of Orlando can't fix this problem alone. We need local, state, and federal partners. The ability of local communities to leverage federal dollars to address this issue is based on population. And that's why I'm encouraging every single one of our residents to ensure they're counted in the 2020 census. Now, I'm proud that the city has made significant investments in housing. During the last 5 years, the city's committed nearly $32 million to create and preserve housing options for residents of all income levels. This includes building or rehabilitating more than 1,400 multifamily rental units and more than 160 new units that provide an opportunity for residents who want to achieve the American dream of home ownership. In all, we've initiated the creation of 14 affordable housing developments. We've amended our city code to encourage more small apartment buildings of 8 units or less and more micro-housing units, which typically develop faster and more affordable. We've also amended our city code to allow for granny flats or accessory cottages to expand the stock of affordable rental housing. And we're seeing this is something that our residents want. In less than a year, we permitted nearly 100 of these units. This work to modernize our code will ensure our high standards for aesthetics and zoning remain intact to protect the integrity of our neighborhoods. And all this adds up to a commitment that our city is making to our residents that anyone who wants to live in our city can live in our city. Now, the challenges that we face as a city and a region are not independent of one another. The lack of transportation options impacts affordable housing and vice versa. In the same way, our affordable housing challenges are threatening to erode some of the gains we've made to end homelessness. We should be proud of the work that we've done through our Housing First initiative. 96% of the chronically homeless individuals and veterans we've placed into permanent supportive housing are still housed today. But we're nowhere close to declaring victory. Right now, the number of precariously housed people, in particular families and children, is on the rise. These are people who are a paycheck or two away from being homeless. These are our neighbors who work 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet, who are living on the edge because of rising rents and how difficult and expensive it can be to get to and from work. They're the reason we have focused so much attention on affordable housing and transit today. That's why in the last year alone, we've dedicated $3.5 million to support our regional partners in addressing homelessness. Together, we are making a difference, and it's important to see the impact we've made so far. I want everyone to meet James Brown from our Streets and Stormwater Division.
Well, when I retired, I figured that I was going to get my check right off the bat. I would be good to go. It wasn't like that. I had to struggle. I mean, I lost my house, lost my car, lost everything in one shot. Became homeless. And after that, I was shooting bad. I was really in bad shape. I thought that was the end of OJB. Homeless, I thought it would never happen to me. Never happen to me. When people say, oh, it'll never happen to me, anything can happen. You can get dealt a bad hand and then things go downhill. When I lost my house, I was living in my car. I stayed in my car until, I'd say about a year and a half. And then I got a break. I got a real good break when Good Source gave me an opportunity to try to get on with the city. All right, I'm getting ready to get back on my feet. Things are starting to look good. And then when I got on with the city, I've been out here for about 3 years now. I ride a quad, which is a four-wheeler. I also distributed equipment in the morning, fuel in the morning. I do instructing, whatever management needs me to do, I do it. And I'm content. I'm happy. I've got a car. I got a roof over my head. I feel like I'm a decent person in society again.
James is one of the many success stories through our partnership with Good Source Staffing Services, which helps individuals who are homeless or precariously housed to find jobs. In the 2 years since this partnership began, more than 200 individuals have received work assignments with city departments, and we have recently expanded the program to provide even more employment opportunities. Our work to end homelessness is an extension of our overall focus on being an inclusive, caring community. Immigrants now make up more than 20% of Orlando's population, and our region has more than 32,000 immigrant entrepreneurs who are creating jobs and investing in Orlando. And that's why we continue to invest in our old office to connect our newcomers to organizations to find jobs, housing, healthcare services, and educational opportunity. And that's why we created a new Office of Multicultural Affairs to harness the power of our city's growing diversity. And that's why we passed the Trust Act to ensure our immigrant population does not live in fear of reporting crimes or interacting with law enforcement. And thanks to Commissioner Sheehan's leadership, we're the first city in Florida to create a network of certified LGBTQ plus owned businesses to provide a better connection to the city's contracting and training opportunities. And all of this is a big reason why the Human Rights Campaign gave our city the highest score possible on its annual Municipal Equality Index for the last 5 years in a row. Orlando is now America's melting pot. We're a global city, but like other cities across America, there's a lack of diversity in public safety careers. In order to give more people from all walks of life the incredible opportunity to serve our community as firefighters and police officers, we're launching a new recruitment initiative to bring more women, minorities, and veterans into public safety careers. Our vision is to be a city where a young girl sees a fire truck and sees her future, much like OFD engineer Jackie Pollock.
My journey to becoming a firefighter started a few years after I graduated college. I was in the corporate world and sitting in traffic one day and saw a fire truck drive by with a female riding in the lieutenant's seat and wearing glasses very similar to mine and a ponytail just like mine. And it hit me. I can do that. We can do that. I never thought about it. So at that point, I got online, started doing some research, found some forums, and actually found an opportunity with the local fire department, and the rest is history from there. Why I love this job is it's always changing, it's ever evolving. You rarely get the same thing. Some days you're really busy, some days you're not, some days you have really intense calls, some days you don't. This job has so many different scenarios requiring so many different skill sets. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and that's why we work as a team and we work together to mitigate whatever we're faced with.
Safety is and will always be our top priority. This year, we'll break ground on 3 more state-of-the-art replacement fire stations that will serve Rosemont, Baldwin Park, and Dover Shores. As part of our efforts to increase diversity, all of our new fire stations have been designed to ensure there are private areas for both men and women. To provide the highest level of emergency medical service in the most efficient manner, OFD is currently hiring 29 new civilian paramedics and EMTs for medical transport. And one of our largest city projects is underway, leveraging the latest technology in communications to upgrade our computer-aided 911 dispatch system. The new system integrates both OPD and OFD into a unified dispatch system to increase operational efficiency, interagency collaboration, and further enhance the safety of our residents. Earlier this year, our Orlando Police Department implemented a new operational structure to add 6 new patrol squads to increase the number of available officers during early afternoon and late evening hours when calls for service are the highest. Through the hard work of our Orlando Police Department, we continue to see an overall reduction in crime, including a 50% decrease in residential burglaries over the last 4 years, and we continue to push for ways to make our community safer. Our standard of excellence and our desire to show leadership extends to everything we do in our effort to be a future-ready city. We said at the top of the program, no one knows for sure what the future holds. All we can do is put ourselves in our city in the best possible position to be future-ready. I have confidence that our community will thrive in the future because of people like Nigel, Sasha, Joe, Donna, Jackie, James, and Melvin. We hope that everybody enjoyed getting a chance to experience some of the different perspectives from our residents. Some of them are here with us today. Would you join me in saying thank you for sharing your stories and their hard work? Will you please stand? Please. I'd like to thank our city commissioners for your leadership and unwavering commitment to our city. Commissioner Gray. Commissioner Ortiz. Commissioner Stewart couldn't be with us today. He is successfully recovering from back surgery. I think it's okay with me letting you know that, but give him a hand anyways. Commissioner Sheehan. Commissioner Hill. Commissioner Ings. To the members of our city family, there is no better team in any city in America. From the bottom of my heart, it is an honor to work alongside you every day to serve our residents. I thank you. And to our residents, thank you for your passion, your ambition, and your love of our city beautiful. Everything that our city is and will be is because of you. You all play an important role in creating our Orlando story. You're helping build America's premier future-ready city. For these reasons, we can proudly declare that the state of our city is strong, unified, and ready to own the future. Thank you. God bless America, and God bless the city of Orlando.